Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy the Goldylocks Productions presentation of the In the Psychic Flow Show with Carolan Carey.
Hey everyone, welcome to In the Psychic Flow. We have a dynamite show for you tonight. I'm sure you're going to enjoy. I'd like to welcome Jill Sheen and Gigi to the show. Lisa Dempsey. Hi, honey. How are you? Hope you survived the flooding. I talked to Mickey. She said they're okay. Wanted to point out my website is carolancarey.com. We have a couple of new things going on here tonight, and I hope you will consider me your spirit connection, by the way. And we have a few new things going on. Well, actually, three things going on. The first one would be on Rumble. Now, you know, on YouTube, we, thank you, Lisa, that you can give a tip if you'd like to. And you don't have to, you're not obligated, but if you'd like to, you most certainly are welcome. And you can do that on YouTube very easily with the super sticker. Hi, Sam. And on Rumble, we have a new thing. We're going to put it up as soon as, here it is. During this live show via a Rumble rant, you can click on the money bag with a $ icon to use that feature. So, okay, so I did that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell on YouTube, and give us a thumbs up on Rumble if you don't mind. We really appreciate it. Now, something else hi, Robin. Something else we just discussed tonight with the wonderful guest that I have, which I'm going to bring on right now, Psychic Joanne Leo, the soul reader, is with us tonight. Hi, Joanne.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
One more thing that a couple of things I want to announce. Joanne, what's your Venmo handle there? In case we're going to start a tip jar if you'd like. It'll go directly to you if somebody wants to give you a tip for their reading, or, are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's Psychic Joanne Leo.
Okay. Is there any hyphens or anything in there?
I don't know. I have to look.
Okay. Well, try that, Psychic Joanne Leo.
Okay.
And, if worse comes to worse, you can always email Joanne at her website, psychicjoanneleo.com. Now, Joanne has a couple of things she wants to talk about. We were discussing earlier, there's your website, Psychic Joanne Leo. We were discussing earlier a couple of subjects that you wanted to introduce to our audience.
Right.
Or explain. I said maybe not introduce, but introducing to me anyway. It's new to me, so.
Well, yeah. I think there's a lot of things going around now, and I think there's a misconception because nobody, in the newspaper or somebody will say what's your sign or whatever, but I don't think they know the history of astrology or numerology, or even reading playing cards or tarot cards or whatever. Mm-hmm. They were all part of the secret school. And every astrologer that I've worked with, and I'm talking professionally documented, studied, certified, are probably the most spiritual people you'll see walking in shoe leather. Same thing with numerology. It's a big responsibility because it's a 3,000-year-old science. And it's your soul. So, when you think about your soul, it's the divine spark within you. And your name on your birth certificate, which was designed by you in heaven, with all your life lessons. And, like when I was working with my teacher, I go, holy mackerel, why would I give myself such a hard, rodeo here? And she said, well, how are you going to identify with people that you need to read over the years? Well, that made a lot of sense. So it's a very spiritual mission. And then along the way, too, I used to be a motivational speaker. So I kind of married, and Carolan knows that because she's experienced it. I married my motivational, spiritual, numerology, and life coaching all kind of in one. So when you do get a reading from me, you do get all that. And it's the same thing with Schuster cards. There's very few Schuster readers today. I call it tarot with a twist because people don't know what Schuster is. But Schuster was designed by a fabulous astrologer and a tarot card reader. So they don't look like tarot cards at all, but they represent all the signs of the zodiac. They're read numerically, psychically, and astrologically. So when you get a Schuster reading, it's very, very different. So I'm grateful that I had a wonderful teacher. Unfortunately, it's a lost art because, you can search and see if you can find Schuster readers. I doubt if you're going to find a few. What else? And also about, when you talk about a medium, I mean, no, those are very spiritual people who are appointed by God in their chart. Okay, so, if we want to talk about Carolan, she was destined to do this. And it's really funny because, it doesn't matter what age you are that you get onto your path. And I always tell people when they find me, it's not a coincidence, it's a meant to be. Because I truly, truly believe when the student is ready, the teacher will always be presented. That special spiritual person will be there to either guide you, uplift you, give you wisdom. Carolan knows I'm a straight shooter reader. And I find that most of the clients that do find me welcome the straight shooter because I'm not rainbows and unicorns, that's for sure. Right, Carolan?
That's true.
But I do it with love. That's the bottom line. My whole mission is love. So.
Mm-hmm. And what about, we were talking about like political polls or social polls today, and you mentioned, what is it called? Gematria. Gematria. What is that?
Okay, well, that is ancient. And if you really think about it, numerology is going to be a hot topic or researching, let's put it that way, because gematria is a code. It's a numerical code, and it's really interesting on how everything's connected and the numerical sequences that go with gematria. Okay. So even when I do your chart, it's the short version, but I'm thinking of, maybe doing elongated readings where I could do some gematria along with it. I also do Kabbalah charts, which are rare. I don't do them very often because they're very intricate. I'll show you what they are. Hold on a second.
What does gematria mean?
Well, it's a code, and it is a combination. Okay. It's a code, and see, this is a Kabbalah chart. This is the soul.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And so when I do this here, this is another reading in itself. I don't do these very often because it's very time consuming, and the client's got to be willing to do the hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because with the hour and a half reading, they not only get this, but they get the cards and they get the angel cards at the end. So, but that's your soul. No, we. Okay. Now this is a regular astrology chart, and I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yes, we can.
What does it involve here? It involves calculations and numbers, and I want people to think about this because I shouldn't say, I want to say this in the right way so I don't offend anybody. But I hear this most recently where people are, talking about Christianity, and, I'm a Christian, and I'm an ordained minister. But the fact of the matter is they'll say mediumship, tarot card readings, numerology, astrology is witchcraft. That is a pastor, a minister, a denomination that wants to strike fear into your heart, because if you pull out a Bible, they talk about the constellation. they talk about the book of Numbers as in
Yes.
the Bible. And the work that Carolan does is right in Corinthians 1. And it's my work too, because we can prophesize. I love people say to me, God talked to me and he gave me a message. They came from church or whatever, or, we're talking in a thing.
Right.
Well, who do you think talks to Carolan and I? Hello? So people need to get rid of this ideology that this work is not of God. Of course it is. It's God's.
We wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't, because he gave us the ability. So
exactly. And our job is to help others.
Yes.
You see, it's not about notoriety. It's not about tooting your horn and waving your flag. If you can help one person on their spiritual path or their life path when they're stuck, it's a blessing.
Right.
And I know Carolan feels the same way.
Yeah.
This is not a hobby. This is,
no.
When you do this kind of work, it's a big responsibility. And I don't think people really realize that I'm holding people's souls in my hand. And so is Carolan when she goes up into heaven and gets the information. So I hope that everybody that's listening will spread the word or correct people when they poo-poo things that they don't have the knowledge of what it really is. Does that make sense?
Right. And one of the things that I've learned the older I get, there was that what was it, an Amish saying, the older I get, the less smart I get, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. You have to be open to learning. We can always learn as long as you're teachable. I think you get along in the world because you have a natural curiosity and people would want to know. And if you're not finding all your answers, which obviously people are not through traditional methods, perhaps, or they need deeper understanding, they're going into metaphysics. And to me, Jesus was the metaphysician. So
absolutely. He's the teacher. He's the teacher. He's the way shower. Yeah. Absolutely.
So thank you for explaining all that. I also want to point out Joanne does family charts. She does life coaching, which is very helpful. I've experienced that, walked me through a dark period of time and where I was going professionally and stuff. So I really appreciate that. Joanne does a very unique reading, as you're going to see. And I'm going to give a shout out to everybody and remind you, thank you, Tiffany, for these beautiful borders and everything that you're doing. It really lights up. I really appreciate that. Tiffany does a lot of work behind the scenes for us to make us look good. Thank you, Tiffany.
She's the best. She's the best.
And for a reading with Joanne, we could use your name, your birth name, and your birth date, and your question, if you could post it in the comment section. So we'd appreciate that. And one other, I wanted to say a couple more things, was there's an excellent book by a gentleman that I had interviewed a few years ago when I was on Society Bites Network, Adrian Lee, who's a wonderful, talented guy, psychic, tarot reader, historian, very well educated, very smart guy. And he wrote a book, which is available on Amazon, which really changed the way I looked at things, How to Be a Christian Psychic. And I really recommend it to people. That and Deadly Departed by Jock Brokus. Those are two very good books about, and Jock Brokus was raised in the Catholic Church, and how they feel about things and how things actually work. Two very good authors. So I'm going to put that out there. Joanne, was there anything else before we start doing some readings? Or
yeah, I just got some interesting information. Well, first of all, I read The Bloodline of the Holy Grail, and I highly recommend it to people. It's very, it doesn't matter what denomination or if you're, into a particular religion. And what I love about it, the Scottish had all the records, and it's all footnoted. So, what's really great is that you can check it out. So it's very legitimate. We talked about that today. But they're finding that there's so many missing books to the Bible now. So I think the future is going to be very, very interesting if those are brought out, so that because the Bible right now has been altered too many times. And I didn't know that until I took a couple classes. And so I think it's fascinating, and I can't wait to see what other works are going to come out of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Gnostic Gospels is a very good book. Gospel of John, of Mary. These are all, books that have been found. Very interesting, So to me, it's like remain teachable. Always seek.
What else is possible? Yeah, what else is possible? Yeah. I think the great thing about soul, your name on your birth certificate is your soul. You designed that when you were up in heaven. When you decided to come down here, you planned all your mother, your father, your siblings, your relatives, your school, your friends, your career, your schooling. Everything was all set. And that's the great thing about doing families. When I did my family, I was like blown away on how the connections were and how all the things lined up. And what different soul lessons that we had in this lifetime, and how we were brought together to help each other through the soul lesson. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that. This is going to be quite interesting. So we got the Venmo account for you up, Psychic Joanne Leo. Appreciate that. If anybody wants to give Joanne a tip, it's always welcome. Nobody's under any obligation, but we appreciate it. Oh, also, I have a secret sponsor that I'd like to reach out and thank. Thank you very much. Who prefers to not be named. So I just want to say thank you so much. Appreciate that. Lovely gesture, and I really appreciate it. Another suggestion that I had gotten from Laura Romero, who's also an excellent angel reader and pet intuitive, had said to me, Carolan, do a little prayer before you start your readings like you would. And I kind of forgot about doing that once I went to video. When I was on radio, I would do it silently, but I thought, well, let me just do something, because it's been on my heart the last few days to say, with all the weather and Afghanistan and everything going on, I thought to myself, maybe this is a good night to do that. So I'm just going to take a moment. I don't write it down. I just wing it. So, but I've had a real impression to say, ask our Heavenly Father, our Holy Mother, and also the Great Spirit has been on my heart to say this, to welcome them in with all of their celestial beings that come to help us, all of our spirit guides and all of the spirits that want to communicate with us. And we particularly the spirit guides that work with Miss Joanne Leo, because we need their cooperation this evening. And we are blessed to have them in this circle. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'm just going to say a shout out to, let's see who we got. We'll start reading our super sticker people first, if you don't mind, because they've gone the extra mile. So we will do that. Hi, Gigi, Jill, Sam, Lisa Dempsey. Thank you so much. Robin's Cosmic Soul Food. Sugar Magnolia, who is Kim, is saying, I had an amazing reading from you in February, Joanne.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. We have, hi, Christine. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Linnell. Wonderful to see you. Robin, she said she had a book, Gospel in the Stars. Oh, nice. Let me see who else we have for reading. Sandra, thank you for joining us tonight. Sam, thank you for coming on. Let's see. We got birthdays lining up. Okay. Very good. I think we got everybody. All right.
Now, I always bring something along with me, right?
Yes.
So I hope I'm saying this right. Masaru Emoto took water and look at this. This is water. And they're all different, okay, with the message. Can you believe that? That's just water.
Wow.
So you see, water is energy, just like we're energy. Isn't that wild? Like this one, look at this. Isn't that beautiful?
Looks like a snowflake.
And guess what the word that's associated with it? He meditated on each one after he did it and magnified it. And this is honesty.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I love it. Beautiful.
Now, and then this is the thymus gland.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. And this is the pancreas.
Oh.
Interesting. It's just, I use them in readings. You know, I like to mix things up. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you.
Okay. So what we'll do, I'll tell you what we'll do. Since you're the guest, why don't we pull a card for our super sticker people in addition to their, okay?
Oh, yeah, all right.
And so I'll let you do that, and I'll keep my mouth shut tonight.
Well, I have to know who's super sticker and who's not. So
I'm going to tell you. We're going to do them first. Shelby, come on now. All right, I know you had treats. You're good. Shelby's joining us tonight. Let me start with Lisa Dempsey.
Okay.
Who gave me her birth date here. Let me just find it.
Okay, so now remember, we're going to do just first names and birthdays. When you make an appointment with me, we do the whole Megillah.
Right.
Okay? But because we have to go through a lot of people here so we don't gyp anybody. First names, birthday, and I'll tell you what's going on. You know, I'll try to see what's going on this year and quickly at the month of what we're going on.
Okay, and just pull a card for our super sticker people. I can't get it out of my mouth tonight. Okay. Lisa is 9/8/1980.
19
we
what?
may not get to everybody, and that's okay if we don't. You know, I know they're not going to be happy, but you know, we do the best we can, right?
Right. Exactly.
So I don't want you to feel, you know, under the gun.
Okay, so what I want to say, this is a real interesting year for you, Lisa, because this is about you structuring or changing or putting things in order, or, you know, where things, you know, and this could be emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the whole Megillah here. And let's face it, everybody who went through 2020 went through, mishmash, up and down, in and out. It was like crazy. Okay. And it's still not so hotsy-totsy. Okay. So I guess the most important thing is to stay God-centered and do your prayers. Okay. Now you're in a cycle right now, July, August, and September. Don't speed. Anything that involves writing or anything that involves anything legal, you must be very mindful. No drinking, driving. So you got to get through the end of September for sure. And the last part of October, November, and December is going to be kind of like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, of retooling what lessons you've learned. Because you're going through this reorganization or this getting things in order, and that's body, mind, and spirit. It's a beautiful thing. It's a hard thing, but it's a beautiful thing when you can kind of do that body, mind, spirit connection and kind of regroup it if you have to. Okay. So, but be very careful with your, if you got a lead foot or if you have a couple glasses of wine and you're driving, it's not going to be a pretty picture. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to grab a card here.
Thank you.
And look at this beautiful, this is water. This is a drop of water under the microscope. And he meditated and he asked, what is it? And this is the dolphin. Well, you know what the dolphin is? The dolphin is inner awareness.
Oh, cool.
Right? And that goes perfectly with her numbers. What am I saying here? Do you see how that fit?
Mm-hmm.
That's how God works. God works in synergy.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lisa Dempsey, for joining us tonight and your super sticker. Appreciate you. Great. Good job. All right. Next. Sam. Now, let me see if I have
Is Sam Samantha or what?
I don't know. I'm looking to see if she gave me anything. Oh, here she is. Samir. Samir. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
All right.
11/27/1970.
Well, this is the year, and working on the different things of not being so, not holding everything inside. And when I say inside, I don't mean inside your body. It's in between your ears, because then we can tend to overanalyze. We can tend to be critical. We tend to look for what's wrong instead of making the switch of what's right. So this is a testing kind of year for you to be a better communicator, and also to be more loving with that inside voice towards yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And if you work with that and you become consciously aware of how that inside voice operates 24/7, trust me when I tell you. And when my teacher taught me that, I thought, oh boy. Well, I had to record everything for 30 days of what my inside voice said. Let me tell you, that was an experience. And at the end of 30 days, I was mortified. So I'm going to encourage everybody that's listening to start being aware of your inside voice. How are you talking to yourself? It's going 24/7. It's just that nobody pointed it out to you. But you're going into this cycle, which is really, really good. October is going to be about work and organization. November is going to be about family, and making some positive changes and coming into your own, getting your personality out there more. And I think what's going to happen, December is going to be more about lightening up on yourself and having more fun. Okay, so now let's see. This is a super sticker, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at this card. Isn't this gorgeous?
It's like a medallion, like something you would wear.
And that's a drop of water.
It's amazing.
It is. And this signifies the rainforest. And I think of the rainforest as discovering healing. Okay? Because if you think about the rainforest, it's loaded with herbs and plants that could sustain life. This is a life-sustaining card. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, it looks like the face in there almost.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. All right. Next.
Okay, Jill Sheen.
Jill Sheen. Okay.
Did she give me her? Let's see her birthday. Oh, Sam is a male. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, I don't know if I said that.
I know Samir.
Oh, okay. Jill, you didn't give me your date of birth. So, here it is. 8/22/63.
I knew it. I was afraid to say it. Okay.
But you would have been right.
So now it's kind of like really working on yourself. This you got through September. This is July, August, and September. And, stop doubting yourself or, being hard on yourself. I think this is more about giving yourself the leg up. I always like to say, pat yourself on the back first before you start going around and patting everybody else. Because I truly want to say to you, Jill, to thy own self be true. Period. October, November, December is going to be about working around the house, work at work, or working through some stuff. It's also a good time for you to make a list and check it twice. Because you're going to go into this cycle next year, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, in further shows. But you're going to go into that, retooling 18-month cycle starting in January. So Well, yeah, really, it'll probably start a little bit before January, maybe November. But it's always good because it's like a clearing. You've heard me talk about going up into the attic, and it's people, places, and things. Who stays, who goes, who's a keeper, I got to think about. Going to have to analyze it, figure it out. People do move or change jobs or resolve family things or friendships or whatever, go through a retooling process. I keep doing these bangs need to be trimmed. Oh, dear God. All right.
It looks fine. I told you, you've got a little Bridget Bardot thing going on there.
I know it. Okay, let's see what I got for Miss Jill here. Oh, my gosh. I went through this big deck and went right in the middle of it. And this blows my mind. Because this is the honesty one again. Isn't that wild?
Honesty, like with others or yourself?
To their own self, be sure it's got to start with you. Getting real. I find that people, it goes back to 2 years old. This is for everybody in the audience, really. When you're 2, don't touch that. Don't look that way. Don't say that. Be nice. Share your toys. Don't say that. You'll hurt their feelings. See, you've already learned to put yourself in the back burner, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's also taught you not to be really honest with yourself. I don't like that person, or that person makes me uncomfortable, because you're told to be nice, right? So honesty, this is like, to thy own self be true. That's what this card represents. When you think about it, look at it.
Yes.
Look at how intricate that is.
Yes. How unique each one of us are,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All righty.
All right. We have Robin.
Robin.
ROBYN. Thank you, Jill, for your super sticker. Robin is ROBYN 6/16/59.
Well,
and I think that's our last super sticker.
Okay. Here's the interesting thing, Robin.
Oh, Gigi. I'm Gigi. Sorry, go ahead, hon.
Interesting thing here, Robin, is that you're almost out of this 18-month cycle, and it will be, and I want to say this, so let's see, March. It'll probably be close to May or June when you're going to feel like you got it figured out, you're enlightened, things have changed, or that you need to make the changes. But put on your refrigerator, because this is important. To thy own self be true. The schools don't teach you to love yourself and to forgive yourself and to totally accept yourself. You're a sensitive soul, but you've got a master number in your chart, which means that you're a natural born leader or builder, or make things happen once you put your mind to it. And you can't be a fixer, baby doll, because if you keep fixing people, you're going to break yourself. And they're never going to learn anyway, because they always have you to come to. So give your advice, give your opinion, and this is how you're going to finish it. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yes, I learned that from you, and I had to learn hands off.
Yep.
So thank you for that. That's very excellent advice. And did you pull a card for her?
No, I'm going to do it right this second.
I almost missed Gigi, and I just want to mention while you're doing that, Robin's Cosmic Soul Food. Check her out on Facebook. Robin is an excellent reader herself. Go ahead, Joanne.
Look at this, Robin. Wow.
Beautiful.
Guess what it signifies?
What?
Truth.
Oh. I think Robin is very truthful.
Well, it's truth of what came out of her reading too. Confirmation. Yeah.
Good. Beautiful, Joanne. Great job. Okay, so I have Gigi.
Gigi. Is that
Thank
the
you for
name
your
on her
super
birth?
sticker, Robin.
Is that her name on her birth certificate? Gigi.
I think so. Gigi. Gigi.
Okay.
And her
What
birthday is 2/29/84.
So the question
Oh,
is,
I'm sorry. Hold up. Gina.
Ah,
Gina.
I didn't think Gigi was it.
Gina.
I might be psychic. What do you think?
Yeah.
God, sometimes I crack
think
myself
so.
up. I just cracked myself up. Okay. This is kind of like just like Robin, you've been in this 18-month cycle, people, places, and things. It's kind of like reflect, Gina, what it is that you're supposed to learn through people, places, and things. Okay. And also maybe coming to some spiritual understanding for yourself as well. But what's great about your particular chart is that you're a special soul that, you've been around the horn a few times. You got to follow your gut feelings. And, you're the type of person, if you're morally sound, in other words, if you don't lie, cheat, steal, or scam, you've got a master number here that'll take you to the moon. Okay. You might have your little hard times, but you've got the essence in your chart to just rise above that. It's just amazing. But you cannot let people take advantage of you because you don't like drama. So when you don't like drama, you tend to sacrifice yourself. Not good. Not good. And people who don't like drama, this is for the whole audience out there. If you don't like drama, you're pushing things aside. When you push things aside, guess what? That hasn't solved a damn thing. Not one thing. Okay? And it's going to come up again and again, either from the same people or different situations because you let it slide. So you've heard me say this many, many times. Carolan's probably sick of hearing me say it, but you have to learn to say I statements. You have to stand strong in your shoes. It's not selfish, needs to come out of the dictionary. I think I can't hammer that enough. So it's all about learning what they don't teach you in school. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Learn something. Move on.
Okay.
Got it?
Her question.
I got to get a card for Gina.
Oh, yeah. Right? She had mentioned Gigi is an author. Heartbeats, I think, is the name of her book. So please check that out. I've asked her a few times to put it up here. She is a lyricist, Gigi is. And what does her card say? And she said she has disconnected from a lot of negativity, people and things, published her first book, has a new job, feeling a little stagnant.
That's okay. Whatever she sets her mind to and reset her goals, she can accomplish it. I love this. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see it?
Yes.
Reverence. In other words, to me, when I see reverence, it starts with you. Are you reverent to yourself? Are you loving yourself? Are you accepting yourself? Are you praying for yourself? Well, we pray for others, but are you praying for yourself? Are you asking God to help you through different things for that leg up? Right? Mm-hmm. Reverence.
Great. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Gigi, for joining us tonight. And if you would like to put your book on here, your website, you can also find Gigi on Instagram. Julie gave us a super sticker as well. I thought we were almost done. Julie's birth date is 3/31, and Julie is Juli. Let me see if she gave me 3/31.
Ask Julie.
63.
Ask Julie if she dropped the E on the Julie.
Julie, did you drop the E? Her birth date is 3/31/63.
I know that. On her birth certificate.
You want to go back to her? Want to wait until she answers? And
yes, because on her birth certificate, I want to know if she dropped.
She says no, she did not. That's how she spells her name.
Okay. So, the biggest thing, and because I have a J in my name too, we're the type of people that, we're strong, but yet by the same token too, when we go through the harder lessons, we have to learn to let them go and not let them ding us. Okay. But she's got the gift in her name and in her birthday: communication, writing, creating, crafting, artistic. Those are all the things with her birthday. Now, one of the lessons with her birthday and her name is not to have too many things going and nothing gets done. In other words, don't have scattered energy. Okay.
I hear you. That's me.
Well, I haven't done your numbers in a while. Well, I have to, because you and my daughter are the same.
Yeah. I'm getting better.
So you're going into a good cycle right now. To the end of September, it's about you structure. It's kind of like sticking to your guns, laying things out, getting your to-do list or checking it off. It's got to do with your home. I don't know if you're working from home, but I do know that right now that's really kind of where you need to do your inner work as well too, about loving yourself and forgiving yourself and all that kind of good stuff. And then what I get for October, November, and December, I feel more success. I feel like you got the God energy that, whatever you're setting out, whether it's job, a bonus, a raise, investments, or whatever, is a really excellent cycle that you'll be in. So I would definitely say to you, do not be so hard on yourself. Oh, this is a beauty. Oh my God, it goes perfectly what I'm talking about. Look at that beautiful card. Can you see it?
You move it over a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Well, almost perfect.
I'm trying to get it. There.
I know, it's hard because the camera's opposite.
Yeah. Self-love. What am I talking about?
Oh, wow.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the detail on that.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right, where are we? Okay, hold on now. I wanted to read you some of the comments. Julie said her mom named her that way, which is a lovely name. I like the way you spell it, honey. And she says exactly, and it's beautiful. She's taking your advice. Gina said so true. Gigi said so true. Thank you very much. Elizabeth, we're going to get to you. Robin's Cosmic Soul Food said, thank you so much. You are great. Holy moly, she said. That is me. Great advice. Jill Sheen says, thank you. Kavita, I'm going to get to you. Sam says she is awesome. She had a read. Had a reading with Joanne start of the year, and that you were awesome. Says thank you. Thank you, Joanne. Elizabeth likes my cat. That's Shelby. Thank you very much. All right, let me get up to the beginning and let me see who we have not read. Sugar Magnolia, honey. I got her name, but I didn't get her date of birth. Oh, here it is. Sugar Magnolia is Kim, Kim Lee, Leigh. Her middle name is Lee, and she is 6'4", 70.
Well, this is a year of personal responsibility and making sure that if there's family stuff, whether it's reunions, weddings, baptisms, but we've all been going crazy because of all this stuff going on, and they talk about gatherings and this and that, so don't get too frustrated. But this is all about nurturing yourself too. Don't be helping everybody and their brother, and then you're exhausted or you're stripped because you're giving all your energy away. So be mindful of that. It's very important. And I really think that some really great things are going to start in October for you. You know, there's a book that I use in my life coaching, and I recommend it for everybody. It's very uplifting. It's very informative. It's very spiritual, but it also is a good balance of common sense and spirituality all married into one. And it's by Louise Hay, and it's called Heart Thoughts. Now, you know, I have an accent here, so let me spell it for you. Heart, thoughts, heart thoughts. And I like to use it when I have coffee in the morning. And you could start at the beginning, or you could flip open a page, and it's really, I'll bring it to one of our sessions. And we'll still do it in the beginning of the show and see what message we get for the audience. It'll be good. We'll have a couple different little spiritual aha moments. Okay. But as far as Kim goes, I think that this is really good here because you really need to use your God-given intuition. Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. October, November, December. Listen to your gut. If it's not right, don't do it. It's your internal warning system. So make sure that you do that. Now, let's see. We'll get you a card there, Kim. Hold on.
No more cards. We're done. We're done with the cards.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. That'll save us a couple of moments. I have Sandra Hartman, 11/21/59. Hi, Linnell. Thanks for joining us. I wanted to shout out to you. And Lisa Dempsey found your Venmo. Oh, can't be found under Psychic Joanne Leo. So
it can't?
No, she can't. So maybe it's.
I wonder if Tiffany can find it. I don't know. Anyway.
Right.
Let me see. Here. So this has kind of been like an up and down emotional year for you, Sandra, but God knows that you have got this master number. And, you know, the thing is you've got the kindest heart. You're very nurturing. You're very loving, you know, sometimes too much. So, you know, fixers always wind up victims here, Sandra. So give your advice, give your wisdom, give them, you know, help them, you know, look to different places for research and stuff like that. But you've got to be much more judicious when it comes to you and stop jumping to help everybody else. So I really feel like this is decisions to make. October, November, and December. It's weighing out things. And anything legal, you got to really, really pay attention. But it's more about doing and sorting through emotionally, financially. You know, this will be decision-making time. People, places, and things. Okay? Let's see here. If there's any kids involved, you know, get them advice, you know, but stop being the fixer is my message to you.
Thank you very much. We found your Venmo. You have to include the --psychic Joanne -Leo. That's your
okay
Venmo.
Okay.
So thank you for asking about that, Lisa, and it's always a pleasure to have you with us. Kim and Linnell, we had with us tonight. They're wonderful, and Kim had enjoyed her reading with you previously. Linnell is saying it's truth and tell for comfort in your forward motion. Okay, I think I bungled that. And she said she loved the last reading that you had. And
we had a good reading. Yeah. We had a good reading, Linnell.
Yes. What else did I want to say? Excuse me as I bumble along here.
That's fine. You're
We
fine.
got Sandra. Kavita's on here somewhere. Where's Kavita? Kavita is Kivita. Birthday 4/11.
Well, here's another girl. First of all, very sensitive, been a healer 2 times in her life, in her soul path. In this lifetime, she's a stuffer emotionally, but she feels everything, and she feels sorry for people, and sometimes it's very draining, my darling. So you have to learn to what's yours and what's not yours. Give your advice, make a suggestion, hands off. I'm sure you'll figure it out. That is very, very important. So this year, this is about you getting your balance. Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. Also following your gut feeling. Don't keep pushing forward if your gut is telling you to stop. That's kind of like arguing with God. And God dwells within each one of us because we have a soul. So you've got that wisdom in your chart. It's in your birth date. It's in what's going on this year. So it's kind of really forcing you to say, pay attention to your gut feeling or your mother's intuition kind of thing about people, places, and things. Very important. There's a situation that has come up July through September, and I don't want you to get stuck. You need to get unstuck, and and this is a big lesson for everybody in the audience too. No guilt. You have to do something wrong in order to feel guilty. Now, Carolan has heard me say this a bajillion times. I say to my clients, have you robbed a bank? No. Have you committed murder? No. Have you assaulted an elderly person? No. Okay.
They're just a younger person.
Or a younger person, or anybody, really. The thing is, you have to do something wrong in order to feel guilty. Once I learned that lesson and practice it, I don't do guilt anymore. I'm Italian, trust me. They give you a teaspoonful of oatmeal and a teaspoonful of guilt from you come out of the womb.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you're out of the womb, you get the oatmeal and you get the guilt,
Yep.
So, that was a big lesson for me to learn, because I feel sorry or I feel guilty. I didn't do anything wrong, but I was right in that vein. Oh, you got to do something. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I can choose to do it, but I don't have to do it. See, there's no have to's.
Yeah.
You don't have to ever go grocery shopping again. You don't have to put gas in your car. You don't have to pay your taxes. Those are all choices. So let's get into the mode, folks, here. No have to's. There's only choose to.
Mm-hmm. And
So
you have to refuel yourself. This is the thing. You have to take care of yourself, or you can't do any work.
Right. And as far as Kavita, October, November, and December, be very mindful of your speeding. Anything to do with the law, anything to do with anything legal. No drinking and driving till January.
Okay.
Or and let me just preface, and don't get in a car with somebody who's blasted.
Right. Okay. Good advice. I think I have one more here. Hi, Veronica. Thanks for joining us, and don't feel bad about popping in. We appreciate you anytime you're here. Elizabeth is 6/12/70. I think she's going to be our last one, probably. And she is saying she's just now releasing being chained to helping people. So done. She says, so done.
Well, hallelujah.
And she says, oh my God, Joanne is so right. Don't take on other people's issues.
No. You have to be like a better listener and, say, geez, I understand you're going through a tough time. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Stop jumping in and being the little glue and the fixer and the thing, and I'll help you. I'll do it. Ay, 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 ay. But Elizabeth, very strong as far as being able to communicate. Usually when I see this, they're either teachers or in the medical field, or they do something that benefits, mankind, because they're very nurturing, kind people. But that's where I get into, let's give advice and let's not take up the problem when you're so sensitive. So we got an 8, 9. This is kind of an unsettling year for you. And I'm sure that you've gone through enough curves or things that, and God knows a lot of us have. But I don't want you to struggle with making decisions. Don't, get out the piece of paper, Elizabeth, pros and cons, because it's like, it's intense, you get intense, and it's not, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it just clears your mind when you can look at it, because most of our decision making in our 5 senses is by sight. 87% of what we do is geared to sight, what we see. So if you got it on the paper, you get out of your head and you're not doing ring around the rosy. So I think that that's really important. I just feel like sometimes you get stuck and it's like you have blinders on your eyes and cotton in your ears. We've got to change that. Okay? What else is possible is going to be to you to the end of the year. Okay?
She also asked about the number 44. She's like, what's with 44?
That is a very high master number.
Wow.
Where you have to be significantly, very much a factor in making the world a better place. So it's a lot of responsibility. It's a powerful number, but it can be a very weighing number.
Okay.
And I don't have enough time to go into all the
right. So, Joanne, let's talk about your work, psychicjoanneleo.com. You're doing a lot of video chat, right?
I have done video chats, when I get motivated and I'm sitting here and I'm saying, let me pop on here a minute. Life gives us, in our life, I don't think anybody kind of escapes it, but we do get our boo-boos, either through people, places, or things, And, it could be school, work, home, friendships. And that's what I think the life coaching, when you do get a reading from me, you kind of get a little bit of everything from me. With your soul work, the cards, and then you get a life coach in between. So when you say I'm different, I'm different. I don't know anybody that we worked with at the expos that did what I did.
Oh, no. And, we're not getting the opportunity with COVID to really do a lot of shows. So, and people are being cautious anyway. So you are doing readings by phone and virtual. Okay. And please check out psychicjoanneleo.com. Soul reading, the soul reader, tarot with a twist, readings from the heart, family charts, life coaching. What else did I leave out? Well,
I'm a resident cheerleader.
Yes.
Because when we go through the boo-boos, you got to have somebody that can understand it and then give you some heads up and then encourage you to move forward.
Right. And here's Isabel joining us from the UK. We had Veronica from Australia. Thank you so much for joining us in the Psychic Flow this evening. We also, Elizabeth says, wow, thank you both. That was so insightful. And I appreciate you both. Robin thought it was a great show. Wonderful. She says, thank you, Joanne, Carolan, and Tiffany for a wonderful show. We all got great messages. I love you.
Oh, I
Thank
love
you
these
so
guys
much
too.
for joining us. And Joanne is the bomb diddly, isn't she? And I want to thank everyone for their super stickers. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you will join us next week. Thank you, Joanne, for taking time to be with us tonight.
Oh, I loved every minute of it.
Great. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.